Okay, the market is crashing right now. NASDAQ is crashing and Bitcoin and cryptos are tanking hard right now. Bitcoin testing that 100K area. Why is this happening? It's because the NASDAQ is crashing. Right now, it's Sunday night in the United States, right? But Monday in Asia. So the futures of NASDAQ is open right now and is tanking. And this could lead to much more serious crashing. Let me explain to you why. Well, for about a month ago, I noticed that this Chinese AI company has come out with something called DeepSeek. Now everyone's talking about it. I'll show you guys what I wrote about it 1 month ago. Because it uses only 1/30th, some say 1/50th as much GPU and compute as what Meta, Google, Apple is doing. So therefore, it challenges and it achieves the same result. So therefore, it challenges the theory that you need a lot of Nvidia GPUs to achieve these AI large language models. And because this has come out, it's causing the NASDAQ to tank right now. We don't know how far it's going to go, right? I'll give you my predictions on Nvidia and the NASDAQ in a second. And of course, when NASDAQ is crashing, as I always said, Bitcoin crashes, right? People like to pretend Bitcoin is some sort of magical standalone asset, but it is not. We'll look at Bitcoin and we'll also look at a couple of coins, AI coins that I'll show you some AI coins that are benefiting from this, which is most of them, and one big AI coin that actually is kind of a loser in this situation with this DeepSeek situation. Okay, let's get straight into it. So basically, what is happening is that see the NASDAQ here, it's gapping down, right? NASDAQ hasn't opened yet. We've only started trading on this Saturday morning, Sunday evening in the US. Boom, it's gapping down, and this is bringing Bitcoin down. It's making Bitcoin very nervous. They pretty much happened on the same candle, and Bitcoin now is at knocking on that 100K now, knocking on that 100K. So yeah, that's logarithmic. So basically, same candle coming down, and just to show you guys, this was predicted by Pablo a while ago. Right, I've reposted what I wrote from my Discord. Okay, maybe I should enlarge this so people. Oh, right. Okay. For some reason, I'm not able to enlarge this, but let's see if you can read it. Basically, I said this Chinese AI model, right, called DeepSeek, right, comes out, and it's open source, which means it's going to be really scary. Can you see down here? Really scary if you're a NASDAQ investor, because they're able to achieve the similar results or even beat US AI using just 1/30th of the money, resources, and GPUs, right? So that should be very easy to understand by now, because now people have to pay Nvidia so much money. Like literally Facebook and Microsoft and Google and Tesla literally pays them $30 billion to $50 billion a year. And that together, something like $300 billion a year for Nvidia to produce their GPUs. But now China's basically done this AI that's only costing like $5 million, right? So you don't need it. And they produce pretty much the best AI in the world. And people are asking, oh, well, it's fake, whatever. Dude, they made it open source. They even showed you the research paper so you can check it for yourself, right? So far, all the people, even from OpenAI, from Facebook, they're checking it out and they're saying this is real. This is the real deal. And the stock market is tanking right now. So, okay, first of all, let's have a look at a few. I'm going to have a look at a few crypto AI coins that one could benefit and some could actually go down because of this. And then we're going to look at the NASDAQ and the Nvidia stock and see where it is actually headed. Because as we can see now, if the NASDAQ crashes, then basically Bitcoin and all of crypto is going to crash and not going to survive. But before we get to there, that's answered the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses a non-KYC crypto exchange. That means you don't have to show your ID. That means Americans can use this exchange. They don't even know you're American. That means the IRS, the tax office, the CIA, the FBI, nobody knows it's you. Total privacy. That's why Pablo uses it, right? Lots of great prizes, and 1.3 million users already. Is the largest non-KYC exchange in the world. Up to $5,500 worth of newbie prizes just for signing up and doing some trading, right? And so basically, if you are on YouTube right now, then it's in the description below you. Just in the description below you, click that link and it's right there, right? But if you're on any other platforms, then basically just go to my page. Go to my page and basically there's the stand link right there. We click on there and it's the first link that comes up right there, the Bitunix, and there we go. Okay, let's get back to looking at some of these AI coins. So basically, it is coming down to, first we look at Tau. Tau actually had a big bounce the last 2 days. Why? Because over Friday evening and over Saturday, Sunday, there's this lots of huge talk that AI, DeepSeek is going to change the AI game. And we've had this bounce from 362 to 462, right? And that's like a 28% bounce. For a large coin, this is like a $4 billion, $3 billion coin, market cap or FDV, then, $100 bounce is a big bounce. And you could also say that, okay, well, it may not be because of the Chinese AI news, because, right, it is actually just bouncing off support. So we can have both, actually. We can do both. We can basically say usually that's what happens in the markets. There's the chart itself, the support at 355 area can tell you that a bounce is coming. But you also need a good news catalyst, right? And this AI news from China is very good for smaller AI projects like Tau or Bitensor. Why is that? I thought you just said, Pablo, that it's going to crash the markets. I'll explain to you why. Okay, just technically, before we move on, basically, here's the bounce, here's the support, and here is the around the 640, 650 area is basically where the resistance is, right? As far as I can see, it's basically inside. Bitensor is basically inside this channel. We can actually adjust this channel to be more of a parallel channel because of the recent fake out we just had. Let's adjust this live as we speak. And bring down the support line to around here, right? Okay, so when we get the bounce to around, actually could be a bit higher now, to 731, right? That's where basically we need to watch out, and we could have 730, 740s, right? We could have pullback. Is there another level somewhere in between? Okay, let's do the Fibonacci on this. Let's do the Fibonacci on this. So for this range, I'll take 191 because we had a bottom here, and this is just a wick down essentially. Maybe it would work with. Okay, it probably does work better using this low, which is around 162. We see that 0.38 support is around 380-ish area, and the bounce did come around the 360, right? And so we probably have some resistance around this 530 area. 530 and then 730, right? I mean, okay, so what's the reason why these AI coins are going to benefit from this China AI? China AI crashes stocks like Nvidia, right? Why? Because Nvidia produces all the computing power, all the GPUs. Now, this Chinese AI called DeepSeek shows you don't need that. You don't need to spend billions, right? Before, people wouldn't take Tau or Bitensor very seriously. The only AI game in town belonged to the Magnificent Seven stocks, which is essentially Apple, Nvidia, Meta, which is Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, those kind of stocks, and Amazon, because only they can afford those GPUs. But now the game has totally changed, because like something like Tau, which probably only has like 50 to 100 million, $200 million to spend on GPUs, and you think, wow, that's a lot of money already. In the old days, before 5 days ago, people would have thought that's nowhere near enough to achieve the kind of results that Facebook or Google can achieve. So you're never going to make it. You're just a joker. Now this Chinese team has demonstrated that with just $5.5 million, you can basically achieve the same result. And they made it open source, so that means you can download it and use it on your own laptop. That means basically very small, right? AI companies like Tao is not even small. I would call that a mid-size. Even much smaller ones like, say, Eagle AI, right, could have a big bounce. Dora, the AI agent, could have a big bounce. Virtuals could have a big bounce, right? Even Tao Bank, right, a very tiny coin that I've been talking about. It's actually works with the Tao ecosystem. TBANK is actually having a big bounce as well. So this is actually a very positive phenomenon for small AI coins, except unless if you are a crypto project that also build your business on computing power, right? What's something that's similar to Nvidia? Well, something similar to Nvidia in the crypto field is Render, right? Render is not because it produces GPUs, but it's known for collecting lots and lots of GPUs and then selling people, right? Renting that compute space, that computing power to Hollywood for movie rendering. That's why it's called Render. And later on, they use it to rent it out to people who are Bitcoin or Doge miners. And now when the AI wave came and blew up, they rent it out to people who need the GPU, right, bandwidth. But now, as I just said, the Chinese DeepSeek just demonstrated to you don't need all that. So let's have a look at where Render price is right now. Render is basically doing okay. It's like the OG of AI coins. Basically, big push up, bounce back, and this is the trend line, right? We want to maintain. So have a look at this. This is the downward channel. It's bounced off this downward channel a few times. So there's a very good chance we get a bounce around this $6 area, like 607, 6 or 590, 607 or 590, right? Where does this 590, sorry, 575, 580, high fives, $6 or high fives? It comes from this pivot bottom, these two pivot bottoms, right? And so right now here we have basically a conflux of three trend lines. We have this downward trend line, we have the horizontal support line, and we have the rising, right? This rising support line. So my thinking is Render goes down, right? Because this is bad news for Render, right? It could go down following, Nvidia on the way down. I'll show you guys Nvidia in a second, and basically we get some sort of bounce off this 588, 590 area. So just below $6, something like that. If Render can't hold this area and keeps on breaking down, then that support is something like $4.15 area. Yeah. One more reason. Look at this. One more reason why this high fives, 599 is important is because it is also this Fibonacci level, 0.382. So just for futures traders, right? Not financial advice, but this is an area I'm looking for, like 580s for a bounce in Render if we get there. Okay, for folks who are interested in the overall stock market and where it is all going, let's have a look at where Nvidia is going to. And you can see from my chart that I've been talking about and warning about Nvidia for a long time now, for something like 6 weeks now. So this is the rough path I had drawn for Nvidia. Let me just put it on the daily chart. Okay, I started drawing this to my Discord around here, which is what, December 16th. That's the exact day when actually, December 16th is exactly the first time when DeepSeek came out. I started saying, yeah, Nvidia is in a lot of trouble right now. So I thought it will go down to 123, didn't go down that far. Bounced at 126, come up to 142 for shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, right? 142. It went past that, but didn't really make a new high. Didn't close on a new high to 152. And now I'm thinking we go down here, boom, bounce off either 131 or 127. 127 is red line. Oh, I should have put it into regular. Yeah. Is this red rising trend line, right? All the way from many months back. Bounce off here. Wait. Something like a breakdown here, but bounce off this this trend line, come back down, fake out, come back up again, bounce off this 139 area because this is a red trend line, and then we go down. If we go down that way, then the bull market is over. That is for early March. That's how I originally drew this. And once again, I repeat, I drew this, look at this, starting on December 16th, December 17th. Why did I do this on December 16th, December 17th? It's because that one's first, if you go back and search the news, that's when first DeepSeek came out. And I thought, okay, well, you don't need that much money at all to be buying these, to be creating these AI large models. So Nvidia is going to be in trouble. And so far, it looks like I've been spot on with my prediction. But however, I need to warn you guys. Now I'm finding everybody, if you just Google it, if you've been reading the news at all, everybody is copying Pablo and everybody's saying, oh, Nvidia is going to tank and Nvidia is going to crash because this Chinese DeepSeek AI has made, made people realize you don't need so much GPUs. Now, I am always more careful when that happens. So far, my prediction has been pretty much spot on. But now that everyone's saying the same thing, then I would pivot the other way and say probably the NASDAQ has probably another 3 months left. I don't think it, or maybe a bit more. I don't think this would be the event that kills the NASDAQ, because when everybody's saying this is the top, this is going to crash, then usually it doesn't do as much damage as people realize. If we drop a lot here with Nvidia and with the NASDAQ, now I'm expecting a bounce, maybe even a bounce in the NASDAQ to new all-time highs, make everybody forget about China AI, and everyone thinks we're safe again. That's when we top. A blow-off top, a big move up, another leg up, and then we top and we go into a big bear market for the next a year or two. So I'm thinking we top in 2025, but because now everyone agrees with Pablo, because now this becomes the consensus majority view, then I revise my prediction or forecast. But I have been spot on so far since December 16, and as you can see on the chart, and that's what I predicted to my Discord. They got that chart ahead of everyone else. Okay, thank you folks for your time. Tune in for next episode.